You know, when we're obsessively present to our inner child, that's actually the ego disguised as a good Samaritan. What? Hello, beautiful. How are you today? In order to evolve, we have to do the work of figuring out our inner child and healing its wounds. We have to do the work of identifying the protective patterns that it put into place because they're not us, and most of the time we identify I as those patterns. But I'm getting a sense in the last couple of days that there's actually a point where we may be doing more harm than good. So I've been doing a lot of that work, and I truly believe that it's really important to actually do that work, because by seeing our protective patterns, we can transcend them, we discover who we are not, and then we can start moving in the world as who we truly are. Now, once we start doing that work and we see results and we're beginning to release and find a freedom and a lightness as we release these things, there's also, it's not a trap, but I'll put it that way. There's also the trap of getting obsessive about it. Because it yields results, we think that we have to continue and stay intensely focused on that part of the work. The thing is, if we want our inner child, the patterns, to dissolve, we can't be hovering over the kid constantly. If we spend too much time actively trying to figure out, seeking, looking for all the traumas and what happened and how did I react and what patterns did I create, if we try to untangle these webs of thread too much all the time, we may end up increasing the tangling. You know, when we do that work with the inner child, we become a loving, mothering energy or fathering energy. I'll use mothering because I'm a woman. But if our presence next to our inner child becomes overbearing, then something else is happening. If we spend our days saying, I'm here, I hear you, I'm protecting you, I'm staying right next to you, don't worry, you're not alone anymore, I'm here. What does that sound like? To me, it's beginning to sound like an helicopter mom, hovering and not allowing space to breathe. And the interesting thing is that becomes a pattern in itself, right? It's not freedom, it's a pattern. We have to hear our inner child, be there when it needs us, and let go, just like in life. You know, when we're obsessively present to our inner child, that's actually the ego disguised as a good Samaritan. What? It's like the ego impersonating a compassionate listener and liberator, but actually never letting the kid free. Think about it. Hey, if you think other people could benefit from the messages in my videos, the best way for them to get to see it is for you to subscribe, give me a like, write a comment, or even share. Thanks. So, I think we have to remember like two parts to doing the work and to meditating. I have talked before that I have learned through Kyle Cease to use meditation as a moment of silence to listen to what is coming up, the emotions, the inner child, what it's actually feeling behind our solution seeking and doing and being in our pattern. When we meditate, we stop, we sit, and we listen to the inner child and feelings that are at the root of our patterns and behaviors. But now I'm realizing there's a second part that is super important. That part where we let go of that inner child to allow it to process things and to allow, I guess, God to come and dissolve and transcend the patterns. Because if we think that we're doing the dissolving, well, we're confusing ourselves with our ego. Because only the ego thinks he can dissolve patterns. That's not our job. It's only the isness and God and source and life and the now that can actually do the transcending. Anyway, back to the second part of what I see is part of the work. So when we meditate, we also have to do what I described in the previous video. We have to just be a life form that is there, dropping our thoughts, dropping our worries, dropping our figuring out, and just be a life form that tells life, I am here, I am lowering my shields, I am available, I am accessible, and I am willing for you, the breath of life, to flow through me and allow the unfolding of what I am meant to be. Allow for that seed that has been planted in our soul, that essence of our creation, like the seed of an apple tree or the seed of a flower that has everything in there. And life's only job is to come in and make that develop and unfold into what it is meant to be. So, 2 parts to meditating. 1, sitting to hear our inner child, hear what's coming up, being there for it, being a loving energy, no judgment, allowing. Then we let go. And then we open ourselves up and we say to life, my shields are down. I am opening myself up. The breeze of life can flow through me, and I am open to becoming what is the essence of me. Something to think about. I'll see you soon. Bye, beautiful.